Hello, hello, hello. Glad to be back in. I know it's been a minute. Hope everybody was doing well over the past week. It seemed like it's been forever. Like I haven't posted in a long time, but actually it's only been a week. I think I just posted last Monday or last Saturday before last. Um, but my plan is to post every week to give y'all some updates on what I'm doing every week, to talk about what I'm doing every week, to document what I'm doing weekly instead of daily, because my daily life's really not that interesting. I do a lot of stuff, but my daily life's not really everyday worthy. But anyway, um, February. Let's talk about February. February was horrible, 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 horrible. It wasn't, and it was only horrible because, and I'm taking responsibility for it because January I was banging out, and because I traveled all over the place. February I stayed local, and I made exactly what I knew I would make, so I didn't go bang out like I wanted to. Um, but March is a different story. March I'm hitting out. Last week I had these last 2 weeks I kind of stayed close to home. This weekend, this weekend and last weekend. But the rest of the month, I'm on the road. I'm making it happen. I'm gonna be out there on the grind, ending up this 3 month quarter, these 12 weeks. Because I told you, 12 weeks to a healthier body, healthy mind, healthy wallet. And you can look. Last 2 months, I put on a little bit of bulk. You know what I mean? I put on a little bit. I feel a little stronger. When I started going to the gym, I was my max when I started going back to the gym in January when I first started back. My max rep was 180 pounds, right? Now my max is 300 pounds, 290, 295, something like that, close to 300. I did 300 once. Um, but I'm getting up my max around 300 pounds now. So within the last, I want to say 10, almost 10 weeks, I've increased my strength by 100 pounds. So that's incredible. To me, that's incredible. That's really good to be able to just go 10 weeks just going to the gym. You know, really at first, the first month I was going hard. I was going every day, pretty much off and on. Second February, I started a new program, so I was only going 3 days a week all of February. I wasn't doing no cardio, no high intensity training, nothing. I was just strictly trying to bulk up, trying to get bigger and stronger, right? March is strictly cut. So I'm going on my break, my Sabbath tomorrow, starting tomorrow. After I'm done this video, I'm gonna go do nothing actually. I went and copped my boys be on this war game right here, and they finally got me on it, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I was sitting there watching them play it, and I was like, hold on, I can do this, right? Guns, bombs. And I was like, I just wanted something to do on my last weekend when I was off, last Tuesday. So I went and got the game, and I was like, I'm gonna just play it on Tuesday. The game is sick, man. It's a slick game. You know, I'm a military guy, military game. So I'm all in it. So I can't wait to, when I'm done my video and be done, I'm gonna write my schedule for next week because I started to-do list. Well, you know, I always write everything down, right? But because I got several different businesses, I was putting everything all in one, and I didn't feel like I was getting the most out of my days, right? So I was watching this show last week too on my Sabbath, and this guy's about the president, and I noticed that the president actually takes on a lot of responsibilities, and I'm like, how does he manage all that? So I started thinking and watching and getting into it. And that's what your Sabbath is really for, so you can sit back and kind of like just go over how to be better the next week, right? And that's what I do every week. I go over, I examine, I evaluate. After I sleep most of the day, get my rest, no phone calls, no nothing, I start thinking about, you know, how I want to be more successful, how I want to challenge myself, and then it allows you to do that. So I decided to break my companies up individually, my businesses up individually, and create individual to-do lists. And I give each business according to where it's at in its phase a certain amount of time. Like I just started a new nonprofit last week, MBMA, and I'll break that down to you as we can continue to go along. But started that last week, And because it's brand new, I don't have to. I'm not devoting a lot of time because I don't want to take away from my other business. My main business gets the most time because I'm putting more work into that because I'm trying to keep. I want it to expand and grow because that's the money maker. And then I got the in between things that I'm doing. So I'm keeping a list of everything. You know, my workout plans, the clients that I'm getting, increasing my workouts, my classes that I'm doing because I'm always trying to learn it. So I wanted to be able to divide each of them into different things and give it time, each one of them time every day, just focusing on that thing, right? And I give myself tasks every week to make sure I get things done to accomplish my goals because remember, you got to create smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time. If all your goals are smart, you can't fail. You may even have obstacles in the way, but you won't fail. And this really worked out for me. I want to say I completed out of all because I got 5 sheets, 5 different things that I broke it down into. And I really could have had a lot more, but this is what I want to focus on right now. I say out of my whole list, I got everything except, yep, I did that. So I got everything except maybe 2 things completed. So that's not bad. You know what I mean? I had a lot of stuff in here. I want to say I'm probably about 90%. You know, so I'm feeling good. This was one of the things. Record a video this week before the end of the week was out, and put that up. But it feels real good. And I felt bad because I didn't get a whole 29 days of Black History in. So what I decided to do is not to limit it to 29 days. I'm going to give you history all the time. So that's what I'm thinking one of my posts might be. One day it might just be strictly a history fact, something like that. Or I may do it with my regular once a week videos depending on how my schedules go. Because I got down on my to-do list to try to do 3 videos a week, but guaranteed 1, right? Just like working out. And back to the workout. So like I was saying, March, 28 days straight shredding, right? So now I bulked up. I want to go to the shred. So this week I'm doing things differently, right? I mean, this month I'm doing things differently. So I got 28 days until my quarters ended, right? And I'm taking a vacation. I already planned it out. I started planning it because I've had really good January. February was decent. I know March is going to be great. So I know I can go ahead and make it happen. And I'm going to take a vacation in March. Give me like a week off. And then I'm going to hit it back June, July, August. Smash it real hard. Probably take a break in September. Then I'm going to do October, November, December. Finish out the year strong. That's my plan. So March, I want to go real hard before my vacation. I want to cut more, get more defined so you can actually see the bulk that I put on. So I was eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. I'm going 1,000 to 2,000 calories and still work out every day. High intensity training. I'm gonna be doing more reps per set instead of less reps. But yeah, I'm gonna get in. I'm letting y'all know I got a whole plan because at the end of 3 months I'm gonna do the 12-week challenge. I'm gonna see if everybody can get in and do what I just did and see how successful you are. You know, I'm gonna create a Facebook group and everything. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So look out for that. But that's it, man. I'm ready to hop on my game. I'm ready. I built my gun up. I'm on some good levels right now. And like I said, and if you get on, my gamer tag is Ravenous 410 because I'm a Raven fan. I'm from Baltimore, so you already know. Ravenous 410. Hop on and get some kills in with me. But before I go, I do got somebody for you. I told you, history, right? And this is a little different. Like, I'm not going to be picking the same type of people all the time. You know, slaves that became wealthy or people that became wealthy. I'm going to do all types of stuff. Just people that made it. You know, people that decided, yo, I had enough of my situation. I want to do something different. Change my circumstance. And that's what they did. So today we talking about Paul Cuffe, or Paul Cuffe. And he was born free into a Native American, African American family in Cutty Hunk, Island, Massachusetts. He became a successful businessman, merchant, sea captain, whaler, and abolitionist. His mother, Ruth Moses, was a Native American, a Wampanoag from Harwich and Cape Cod, and his father, an Ashanti, captured as a child in West Africa and sold into slavery in Newport about 1720. Cuffe's father died when he was 13. He and his older brother John inherited the family farm. So I should have I may even do his father. If I could pull some history up on his dad, I'm gonna see, because he's a slave that owned his own land and was able to allow his children to inherit it. So that's why I like Paul's story, because he wasn't the first generation free person, right? That's what it's about today, generational wealth. Having something that you can pass on to the generations to follow. It's not just about you and your retirement check. It's not about just you and your 401k. It's about creating a legacy, something that you can pass on to keep things going. So, So Cuffe signed on after his father died when he was 13. At 14, he signed on to the first of 3 whaling voyages to the West Indies. During the Revolutionary War, Cuffe delivered urgently needed goods to the people of Nantucket by slipping through a British naval blockade on a small sailboat. After the war, he built a lucrative shipping business along the Atlantic coast and in other parts of the world. He also built his own ships and a boat yard on the Westport River. He established in Westport, Massachusetts, the first racially integrated school in North America. See that, right? So it was before the 1950s that schools were integrated. But these are things you have to do yourself. These are things you can't wait on the government to do. If you want something to happen, you got to go out there and get it done. Despite his financial success, Cuffe was keenly aware of the inequities and difficulties faced by blacks. I think it's missing inequalities and difficulties faced by blacks in the United States. In the late 1770s, Paul and his brother John Cuffe refused to pay taxes, arguing that despite being free blacks, they were denied the right to vote. The two were briefly jailed, and in 1780, Cuffe and several other free blacks petitioned the Massachusetts General Court, requesting that they be exempted from taxation because they were denied the benefit of citizenship. The result was that Massachusetts passed a law making all free persons of color liable to taxation according to the ratio established for white men and granting them the privileges belonging to the other citizens. See what I'm saying? If you want something done, you got to make it happen. You can't sit around and wait for other people. He was doing this in a time when black people were slaves, right? He was out there as an activist. He was saying, this is not right. I'm not going to sit down and just take it. We're going to do something about it. And that's what he did. And they changed the law for him. It's still, because of our Constitution, and that's what a lot of y'all don't understand, and I talk to people all the time. Because of our Constitution makes America great. Right? When you get away from the outline of the Constitution, that's when the country starts to become not so good for people. Right? If you stick by the Constitution and you follow your constitutional rights, it can't be denied, because we have something called the Supreme Court, highest court in the land, and they actually go over stuff like this to make sure your rights, your constitutional rights, aren't being infringed on. So even if it happens locally, you can go to the Supreme Court and get a change on it, make something happen. So don't just take stuff lying down. If there's something going on, go out there and do something about it. Don't wait for somebody else to get it done. He became involved in the British effort to develop a colony in Sierra Leone. That's where the diamonds come from. To which the British had transported many former slaves from America. Some were slaves who had sought refuge and freedom with British military units during the war. After the British were defeated, they took these free slaves first to Nova Scotia and then in 1792 to Sierra Leone, where they were settled in the new colony. At the urging of leading British abolitionists, in 1810, Cuffe sailed to Sierra Leone to learn what the conditions of these settlers were and whether he could help them. So, Cuffe also sailed to meet with members of the African institution who are also leading abolitionists, and offer his recommendations for improving the lives of all the people in Sierra Leone. His recommendations were well received in London, and he subsequently made 2 more trips to Sierra Leone to try to implement them. So you see, when people say money is the root of evil, right? Money is the root of all evil. What I've learned since being in business is not having money is the root of all evil, right? Greed is the root of all evil. So it's not money itself, because as you can see, with money, you can accomplish a lot of things. You can help a lot of people, and you can do a lot. That's why I made it a point of myself to be successful, so I can help other people become successful. That's why I don't, when you hear me talk, I don't really talk about so much as making you money, as much as it's about helping you become free. Because freedom is great. To be able to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and not having nobody breathe down your neck is a wonderful feeling. And I know, because I've been on both. I've been on all sides. I've been in the streets. I've been in corporate America, and then I've also been as a business owner, an owner-operator. And then I've been on the side of business where I have other people that work even when I'm not working. So I can make money even when I'm not out there getting it myself. Entrepreneurship is the best. Capitalism is the best. And you're going to hear me say that over and over and over and over. There's nothing else to say. That's it today. I'm done. Capitalism. That's the word of the week. Capitalism. You go get it. You can eat. Y'all be easy. I'm going to see y'all.